Hey guys, this is Persephone and this is another video of the Hermit Tarot. I wanted to do a quick reading on Shallonlester. Now, let me just do a quick disclaimer. I usually do like to do YouTube celebrities and just celebrities in general readings. There are certain things that I do see that I do not put in the videos only because I don't feel like my videos are meant for exposure. My videos are more meant for obviously entertainment, but to kind of give us more of an insight of celebrities and the way they think. And sometimes, you know, it's just fun. It's just a lot of fun to see what exactly certain celebrities go through, and you know, just to give us a little bit of more insight. But again, all videos are not to be malicious or an exposure. These are for entertainment purposes. I do want to mention that I do watch Shallonlester's videos, and I find her pretty entertaining. The last video I did see, and it was so funny, and sometimes even though people, and a lot of readers will tell you this, even though I do feel that I'm very comfortable with my gift, but I know that there are limitations. I know that there are certain things that I do not see. But when I tell you that I have been wanting to read Shallonlester for such a long time, I've been wanting to read her for such a long time. And then she just came out with a video and she talks about where she actually consults with a medium, or she's like an intuitive counselor, which I don't know if that means like that person's a medium, a psychic, a clairvoyant. There are people who are more intuitive, meaning that they just go off of body language, they go off of the way you express. And a lot of us are that. A lot of us are very intuitive. A lot of us can, you know, a lot of us, without having any training or mentoring, a lot of us can tell psychically if someone is a bad person or someone just doesn't vibe. You know, you ever been in a situation where someone for some reason you just don't click with their energy? Well, this is exactly it. You all are very intuitive, and you guys know when someone is beneficial, if someone's lying, someone's being deceitful. And not to say that we're always 100% correct, you know, because sometimes we choose very bad friendships, we choose very bad lovers to be with. But you know, for the most part, we never choose anything that we can't handle. So I'm definitely going to read Shallonlester. I'm gonna put a picture up just so you guys know who I'm talking about. She's a YouTube, I don't want to say she's a YouTube gossip columnist. She's more of a YouTube, she's a YouTube personality that deals with celebrity gossip and dating psychology. She's not a psychologist. She doesn't have, I don't think, any formal training on that, but she does give a lot of love advice that I think can be helpful. So Shallonlester, this is your reading. I have it here that she was born January 23. The year that she was born really doesn't matter to me. As long as I have her picture and I have her birthday, I can be in tuned to her. So Shallonlester. Shallonlester. So Shallon, off the bat, I can see that her environment has always been very deceitful. What do I mean by that? She's always been in a very cutthroat environment. not necessarily just with her celebrity career, but more of her environment has always been, in order to survive, you need to be cunning. You need to be skillful. You need to not necessarily give off all the information that you have. What do I mean by that? Shallonlester sees emotion as being weak. And not because she just thinks that people who are vulnerable are weak. She just feels that she has to be the type of person that has to be very cunning, very careful with her words, and she has to be quick with her decisions. I do see that she thinks about family a lot. She does think, even though she has videos about talking about whether kids are for her or not, she doesn't really see that. I definitely see that she is very interested in having children. She's very interested in having a family. She would love to get married again. And I do see that she does have marriage in her future. The thing is that she has to be very careful. Shallon, if you are listening to this video, which I really hope you do, you have to be very careful of who you choose as your partner. Because I do see that the partner that you choose is going to be very romantic, very sweet, but they're going to be very manipulative with their words. And what I mean by that is they're going to have a lot of secrets. And not necessarily secrets of maybe infidelity, but secrets as why they're really here. I do see that you think, the Page of Pentacles tends to be a young person. Shallon, you have to be very careful of the person who decides to propose to you next. I wouldn't be surprised if your ex was the one that I'm seeing here. I don't have a lot of information about your ex. So I don't know if your ex is an earth sign, a water sign, or a fire sign. I have earth, water, fire, air. But I see that there was infidelity. The three of swords, and anybody who's watching this can confirm that in the comments below. The Three of Swords means infidelity. It means deception. It means there was a third party. There was a specific third party. There was a specific person in your realm. And I do see that there might be the possibility of a young person proposing. It is going to be someone younger than Shallon proposing to her. And I'm not saying that because of the drama that's been going on, that, oh, she likes young guys. Who gives a shit if she likes young guys, you know? If that's her prerogative, then that's her prerogative. As long as they're two consenting adults, I don't really care of what's happening. Shallon, I do see that there is going to be someone who is going to propose, and they're going to propose to you at a time where you are down in, like, I'm talking about you feel beat up emotionally. You are tired of having to defend yourself. And I know that you feel tired. I know that you feel very tired of defending yourself and constantly having to feel. So I wanted to add a quick message because as I was editing the video, I did feel like I needed to add this additional message. If you look at the Page of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, it's over the Three of Swords, and with the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands tends to be somebody who's defending themselves constantly and that is wounded from battle, hurt, feeling defensive. Another thing I wanted to add is that it seems that Shallon has always dealt with people who were cheating on her, even though maybe she might not agree with that storyline or that narrative. The cards are indicating that cheating, being deceitful, third-party situations have always been a topic, a situation, an environment that she has always been in regarding her love life and also regarding her romantic relationships. It's not always to say that she's always getting cheated on, but it does show that there's always third-party relationships that get to a point where it causes her relationships to fail. So in this case, it shows two people proposing or being some sort of options for her, and her being emotionally wounded to the point that she feels like she has to take both options instead of just leaving none behind, because it shows that her worst fear is either being without love or being in a situation where she's choosing someone who is going to cheat again on her. So it doesn't necessarily have to be that it's only her ex who has been doing this to her, but again, it just shows that her environments have always dealt with someone being a third party, her either being the third party or someone having a third party involved in the romantic relationships. Like you're proving yourself constantly. You work a lot. I know that you work a lot. You have the Nine of Pentacles, the Hierophant, the Ten of Wands, excuse me, the background, and the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords indicates that there has been a lot of pushing back, hesitation. There's have been a lot of if you look, this card, let me zoom in here so you guys can really take a good look. Shallon is an air sign, an Aquarius. What Shallon is thinking about, because she just talked about moving to Montana. She talked about land and really doing something that was out of the ordinary for her. And what really shallonlester is thinking about is tradition, is family, is marriage, is what's gonna happen in the future. She's not thinking about her stability. A lot of people wanted to paint Shallon to be this monster. Trust me when I tell you that Shallon is not interested in money, perhaps. She's interested in power, in stability, in the freedom of having to calling the shots. But Shallon, you have to be very careful, because I do see that you're carrying a lot of burden. Why are you carrying a lot of burden? Because you're fighting what you used to know versus what you want now. Meaning, do you want to be that power player that you feel that you want to be in whatever career you choose or whatever space you're choosing? Or do you want to be this person who's very giving, who's very soft, who's very nurturing? I have the Six of Pentacles, which is a person who's very giving, very charitable. The Seven of Pentacles, where someone who's very delusional. They have options, but they could be kind of doing things that are not so nice. Bad habits, as in drinking. I won't say the rest. Lovers, Tower. So the Tower means that there is something, or something already has happened, where it completely completely shattered and dismantled everything she thought. And it could have been that her past relationship made her rethink of what she wanted in life. But I don't think it was only that past relationship. I think that Shallon is really reevaluating how much she's given to these illusions of relationships that she's had. It's not necessarily the marriage that she's had, because she's been divorced. It's more, Shallon thinks a lot about her romantic relationships. She's not a money hungry kind of girl. She is more about power play. And Shallon has to be very careful, because I see that she has a very, Shallon, you have a very addictive personality, meaning that if something feels good to you, you're gonna keep on doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it. And I don't know if those are really good habits. Again, I'm not here to expose anyone. Shallon, if you're listening, I definitely would never expose anything that I personally wouldn't want to be exposed, but I really do want to warn Shallon that you need to be very careful about the people surrounding you. Because there are people who feel like they have, and you are surrounded by people who have your best interest at heart, but it's not because necessarily they consider you a friend. It's more that you are an investment. And it's you, Shallon, you are your worst critic, because you tend to be the type of person that you go in naively into things, right? Because you are the type of person that thinks no one could ever trip me over. No one can ever pull one over on me. No one can ever make me look like the damn fool. But let me tell you something, Shallon. You have to be very careful, because there are a lot of people wanting you to fuck up. And that's why a lot of people came out with their own videos and digging up tweets and digging up old, things that you might have said that were very questionable. They were hurtful. And they were planning on you to walk away from YouTube. That was a lot of people's MO. That was their motive. I'm not going to say that the main person that was the one who set off the chain, that was his purpose. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that everyone who followed after him, that was their purpose. They wanted you to leave. But unfortunately, fortunately, you're stronger than that. And you've been stronger than that. Yeah, look at the Emperor card. The Emperor card shows someone who's about action. It's usually the Aries card. Someone is behind Shallon, and I want to say it's a male energy. I don't want to say that it's a lover. It doesn't look like it's a lover, but there's definitely support on Shallon's side. She has a lot of people who are behind her. A lot of people who are interested in seeing her do well. And this move to Montana was meant to be. It was meant to be. And during her travels, Shallon, you are going to meet a lot of different perspectives, a lot of investors, a lot of people who are going to help you re-solidify what is it that you want out of life, because I do see that you're questioning, where am I going, where am I going, what am I doing? And it's not necessarily that she doesn't know exactly. Let me tell you something, and I feel very I feel free and okay to say this. I feel that Shallon feels that she has conquered YouTube. And to come to think of it, in the last year or two, she has. She has conquered YouTube. And if she were to walk away from YouTube, it would be okay. Because, Shallon, you are the type of person that you are able to join in to groups, or even form groups of people who are very supportive, you are able to form networks. But you have to be very careful, Shallon, because you tend to be very jealous, and other people tend to be very jealous of you. And even though you're not the type of person who tends to be, you are not the type of person who falls into being complacent. There's no such thing as boredom for you. Even though the boredom card comes in, which is the 4 of Cups, the 9 of Cups, that talks about indulgence, drinking, that talks about maybe not seeing what's in front of you, the blessings that are in front of you. You're in limbo right now. Someone has you stuck. But let me tell you something, Shallon, you're not stuck. You're not stuck. The thing is that your ego took a hit. Your ego took a hit because people were now making you question if you really were someone who needed to be blessed with the platform that you had. But let me tell you something, Shallon. You're going to be successful in whatever you do. But what you do need to be careful is your love interest. Your love interest will be the one who kind of cause chaos in your world. It's not going to be your friends. It's not even going to be business associates, because you know that when it comes to business, Shallon, you're very good at that. Even though you tend to talk about how you suffer from ego and stuff like that. No, I don't see that here. I see that Shallon is thinking about a lot of love. She's thinking about love. She's thinking about her future. She's thinking about how can she propose. And I wouldn't put it past her if she got back with her ex. I do see that she's been thinking a lot about going back to her ex. And I'm reading the cards as a storyline because I really feel like I wanted to see like a full spectrum of what Shallon is thinking. Shallon, if you do go back with this ex, let me tell you something. It's going to be worse than before. And he might, I'm not here to tell you yes or no. I'm just here to tell you what the cards are. Alleged, there's going to be a lot of jealousy. A lot of jealousy, a lot of gossip surrounding your relationship. But let me tell you something. You're going to have someone that comes through, and it's going to be another young guy. It's going to be a hard worker. It's not going to be someone in the business. Let me see who's coming towards her. Let's see that first. Shallonlester, January 23? I think it's that. Miss Aquarius, January 23. Let's give it another shuffle. I want to see. Look, the page of let me see. the Page of Pentacles came again, and I don't know if you get a chance to see it, but when I saw the proposal, when I saw the marriage proposal from another guy, it was the Page of Pentacles. It's gonna be a younger guy. It's gonna be someone who's a little bit more quick with his words, someone who's charming, but he might be a little bit immature. He might be a little bit of a daydreamer. He might be a little bit of a someone who thinks like things just come easily. Oh, excuse my background. So let's do another shuffle. And who's coming towards Shallon? Let me see who's coming towards Shallon. Shallon, you're gonna have an older guy actually coming towards you. It might be someone in the legal realm. It might be someone who you actually know already. It's someone who I don't know why the word sugar daddy came up. I don't think you have a sugar daddy, but there is like an older gentleman who is around you that's very interested in you. He might not be old. I'm not saying that he's a viejo, but he's someone who is in the legal system. I don't know if it's like an ex-cop, a lawyer, and I don't know, an FBI agent. I don't know. But there is someone who is interested in you, Shallon, and they're gonna try to, it is someone that you're going to meet while you're doing like business proposals. I don't know if it's someone in the YouTube realm. I really doubt that, but it's someone who has been maybe offering their services to you, and they're very interested in you. I don't see you really being interested in them, Shallon, but there is someone coming towards you that it is older and that is interested in, you know, having something romantic with you. Let's see here. What else is for Shallon? What else is for Shallon? Shallonlester, January 23. Shallonlester, January 23. Yep, Queen of Swords, King of Wands, oh, Shallon, you're gonna have a couple of guys after you. Be careful, because I see some guys that are married. I see some guys that are married that are interested in you. Be careful. Again, look, your ex is coming back, the Fool. He's coming back. You guys have been talking. You guys have been thinking. You're thinking about giving him another chance. Girl, you better walk away from him. You better walk away from this guy. This guy is nothing but bad news. Not to say that your ex is a bad person, but your ex tried to make it seem like he was your savior, like he was your one and only savior. And for some reason, you were really believing that. You were giving your all to him. I even see that there was money being exchanged. Be careful with him, Shallon. Don't take this guy back, because you guys are, it's going to be worse than before. He's still going to be cheating. He's still going to be cheating. And let me tell you something, Shallon, what I see. And you can rewind this video again. The Three of Swords comes up with the Queen of Wands. There is a specific girl that is tied with your ex who has been in the picture for a very, very, very long time. I don't know if you're aware of her, but she's been in his life for a while. And she's gonna be in his life even when you're gone. Okay? So be very careful. Be very careful. Yeah, if he gets a chance, to come back, if your ex gets a chance to go back to you, to come back to you, Shallon, he's gonna pull the same shit. He's going to pull the same thing, and he's going to do you worse, okay? I wouldn't be surprised, Shallon, if you hear that if you don't take your ex back, he's gonna get married to this girl. The girl that, and I don't know if this is the girl he was cheating on you with, but there's a girl that specifically has been there for a very long time, and she has plans of marrying him. Now, I don't know if he's ever proposed to her, if he's ever been married, or he's ever asked someone to be married, or he's ever been in a situation where there was a discussion of marriage, but be careful because they're still talking too. What's the future for Shallon? What is the future for Shallon? Shallon, be very careful. There are going to be people that are going to continue to pray for your downfall, and they're going to fuck with your money. They're going to make it seem like you're very problematic. But remember, it'll pass. It'll pass, and you are going to you're going to meet somebody. You're going to meet somebody. This is not a love reading. This is more of, you're going to meet someone that's going to help you on the business front. And I see you, Shallon. I don't see you moving away necessarily from YouTube, but I do see you doing something very, very different. And I see film. I see something in acting. I wouldn't be surprised if I see Shallon in a movie or in something of education, something with documentary, something film. I see film. It's either something serious like a documentary or something comedic like a what is that called, a rom-com, like a romantic comedy. I see Shallon in that. I see Shallon in that, and she just has to be very careful. Shallon, be very careful who you decide to partner up with friend-wise, because I see that your friendships are going to be giving you the worst time ever. Your ex and your friendships. Two things that you need to be very careful about, Shallon. Your friendships and your ex. I repeat, your friendships and your ex, Shallon. Be very careful. I'm going to end this reading here because I don't think that there's any more that there should be discussed with Shallon. If you like this video, if there's a particular YouTuber you would love for me to read, go ahead and leave it in the comment. Go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Remember, my name is Persephone, and this has been another video for the Hermit Tarot.